Welcome back everyone to Final Fantasy XIV. We are back with Elise here, after doing two things that were a bit off the track there. Did the summer event, the Moonfire Fair, and got these nice little clothes out of it that we're going to go ahead and wear until the final battle, I guess. So I'll switch out to level 70 stuff that we go pick up with our tombs. We also went and did the Paladin quest line for Stormblood, which didn't actually take very long. It took about an hour, and that was it. Once we got all, because we already had all these stuff unlocked once we got to 70, so. And we got this nice little passage of arms technique here, which is neat. Let's go ahead and continue on here, though. Well, we did it. Castrum Abenia belongs to us now. Now Goner people took Asali to Redadia to receive treatment. Alphanod tells me she'll make a full recovery. I know I should be happy we won with minimal casualties, but somehow it feels empty. We should report to General Alden. Krill wasn't here, and who knows, maybe one of Raban's men found something which could lead us to her. Can't hurt to ask anyways. Let me get our nice little stuff there. We get level 71. Okay. So actually I'm going to have to grab these and go ahead and... where are they? Okay, here they are, I think. I'm going to have to go ahead and glamour this as well, and let me see here. Yeah, there we go. I'd forgotten about that general effect. We're actually at 40,000 HP now. That's pretty nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk to Reborn. Nara and Commander Hex, fine work you did today. After Specula Importoris, we needed a resounding victory like this. Thanks to you, regular star yet burns bright. I'm glad, I really am, but you should know that Asali was injured in the fighting. Regrettable, but I'm pleased to hear that she'll make a full recovery. Fedorla's parting words, on the other hand, ring less favorably in my ears. If Xeno wishes to invite us to his so-called royal hunt, then his bull would feign a sect. What troubles you, Lace? Oh, nothing really. It's just that we're almost to the end, but we still got to save Krell and do so much more. We'll find her soon enough. Pippin has his best men scouring the Castrum's archives as we speak. Listen, Lise, it'll take us time for us to fully occupy the Castrum and prepare to advance into the Lochs. While we wait, there's something I'd like you to show you, both of you. After all, this may be the last chance we have to catch our breath before the final push. Don't see why not. And come with me to Redalia. From there we'll have to follow another road south. I guess we're heading somewhere now. But I believe now we should be able to, I want to say maybe the last blue one's unlocked now? We're actually heading down there to Coldhearth again. Okay. Well, I don't see the, spot we need here, but we're gonna head southwards. I'm pretty sure it'll probably give it to us after this next one, since it's taking us to a new little town spot. Its quest will probably open up down there, so that's my general assumption anyways. Thankfully it's not actually too far. Actually, we're quickly heading to a spot we can't even get around, so let's go ahead and, I think we can cut across this corner here. I think we did this last time, too. Yep, we've made it. We stopped by here once before, checking this place out and seeing what was down here, but not too much, honestly, down here, so... Even after all these years, it's still the same. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You deserve a proper welcome. Ah, yep, here's the blue one. Finally it appears. You're one of those adventurers, aren't you? Travel this way and that always helping folk? Well, I believe I speak for all of us here when I say I need your help. I'm sure you've noticed, but we don't have much. The only reason we get by is a merchant who comes to sell us supplies. I say sell, but it's so cheap. Might as well be giving away. Trouble is, without so much as a word, he suddenly stopped coming. I go and search for him myself, but anyone who kept watch while I'm gone has been conscripted by those damn Imperials. Would you try asking around at Regedia if anybody's seen him? He's always talked about going there, so I figured it's a good place to start. Get some nice shoes. Alright, Lise, I brought you here both for a reason. I
wanted to show you this house. My house.
You mean this is where you grew up?
Aye. Not much to look at, is it? Same could be said of the village. It was damn near impossible to live off the land, barren as it was, which is why so many of us traded our plowshares for swords. Swords and uniforms, mind. We became military men. Tensions were rising between Alamigo and the Empire, and there was always a need for more soldiers to watch the border. It was only a matter of time before the first skirmishes broke out. It's a frightening thing to face Magitech armor for the first time. But after a lot of trial and error, I found ways to bring them down. After a few victories, people even said I had a knack for it. And then one day they hit us. Hard. I was wounded and sent home to recover. Back here.
Will you remain silent for fear of the Mad King's vengeance? Of his eyes and ears in the shadows and his knives in the dark? You, who call this living dishonor our nation. It is but a slow death. Liberty or death? Liberty or death? If this be your creed, then raise up your hands, raise up your voices! Together we will tear Theodoric from the throne! Together we will reclaim our freedom! Send you home to men, did they?
Aye, sir. Garlean's got the better of us. The chirurgeons say I'm healing well, so it won't be long now.
Liberty or death, is it? Tell me, soldier. What do you think those words mean?
We We must needs be willing to die for liberty.
Spoken like a true patriot. But liberty should not be the end in of itself. Liberty is a chance to build something better. A stronger, more prosperous home for our people. It's not quick or easy work. And it is never truly finished. But if you neglect it, then sooner or later, you look up to find you've traded one tyrant for another.
Well, sir, I've never asked for much. Never wanted to live like a king, just wish it were a little bit easier is all. For me and everyone else. And I'm willing to die for that, if that's what it takes.
Dying is easy, soldier. Living is harder. Rest, mend. Regain your strength. You'll need it in the days to come. And mayhap one day we will need it too.
Conrad chose you as his successor, Lys, and I will not gainsay his decision. I have but one question to ask. Liberty or death? Those were Curtis's words and his creed. Will you swear by your father's creed before your comrades and the gods?
Liberty or death. That's all you can hope for in war. Father understood that. And you want to know if I do too. I swear to you, here and now, I will fight until the end. Be it liberty or be it death. But the freedom we win must be for every Alamegan, even ones like Fordola, though they may hate us, and the Ananta, though they may fear us. We'll fight, and we'll talk, and we'll find a way to make it work for all of us. Compared to all that, retaking our home will seem like the easy part.
A good oath. And there is naught else to say. You are indeed your father's daughter.
Alright. Well, we got a little bit of a history of Reborn there. Even a blind man can see that Lys wasn't herself, not that I don't understand. To be thrust into a position of authority under such circumstances, to be made responsible for the lives of so many, isn't easy. When you see your friend cut down before your eyes, it'll only get harder. Or either she thought Asalia was dead for a moment back there. It's one thing to risk your life for a cause, but to risk that of another is a burden no soldier is ever truly ready to shoulder. I fear the guilt it weighs on her, and that's good. It'll make her a better commander. But first she needs to learn to carry it, and not let it break her, to remember what some causes are worth fighting for. Liberty or death, her father's words gave me strength once. Mayhap they'll do the same for her now. Right then, I think I've said enough. You two can head back. I mean to stay a bit longer. I understand. He's been away for a long time, and he probably wants to be alone for a while. Let's head back to Redadia. It looks like we're kind of stopping right in the middle of the road there, actually. Hey, am I the only one who feels like I'm being watched? I don't know if it's Imperial or bandits, but I know there's more than one of them. Let's split up. You head northwest, I'll head northeast. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Probably gonna have a battle on our hands here. I do wish there was kind of day, though. It's a bit, well, I don't think it's as bad as it once was, but it's pretty still hard to see things at night in this game. Particularly in, like, desert areas like this, I think. Is there something back here? Not seeing anything. Oh, there they are. Okay. Seven hell, she's seen us. Sought it. Dead's as good as alive to the Imperials. Doing this, and we'll go ahead and clear them all up at the same time. All right. I don't know if maybe those are some skulls or what. Let's go ahead and talk to some people here, actually, since we're over this way. Cold Earth, why would anyone sell their wares in a ghost town? Where's you traveling to Kurthiv? Wait, that's the guy in league with the Imperials, isn't he? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, I've heard of him. His name is Frank. Some folks say he's doing people a favor, but I think he's up to something. Apparently he's way down there. Oh god. They attacked you too, didn't they? I had no choice. They're Alamiga, not even conscripts, so I look them barely adults. In fact, some of their faces look familiar. Wait, remember, they're from Rodadia. They must have seen us when we were looking for Stark. They probably thought the Imperials were worth it if they captured or killed. Oh god, Zasali and Alphanut could be in danger too. We have to get back to Rodadia and find Nagu. Giant camels. I'll never get tired of seeing them. They're just so weird being that huge. What's all this about? You two look ready for a fight. We were ambushed by villagers outside of Rodadia, and thought they might try to attack you too. Are you alright? Oh, we're fine. The twins are at Stark's. Asilius was asleep last I checked. I'm sorry, you say you were ambushed by villagers, not soldiers? Did they not just see what we did to Castrum Albania, Godsim's souls? Lee, Snarin, we overheard you talking. The ones who attacked you, they were young, less than 20 summers. I thought so. It's always the young ones, the ones who've only ever known occupation. They're the ones you have got to look out for. See, the only decent work to be found in Rodadia is for the Imperials, and everyone knows it. Children grow up knowing it. They have it pounded into their skulls that the best way they can hope for is to serve an Imperial officer. Bloody fools, after everything they've seen us accomplish, they ought to be begging to fight for the resistance, not against us. They've been living in the shadow of a castrum their whole lives. A few victories won't change that. Aye, you get some of them who can't wait to spit in a soldier's eye, but then they get beaten for their trouble or worse. Even so. The ones that don't fight back, but refuse to beg, well, they just starve. Eat the dog that bites his master's hand, and ignore the dog that refuses to do his bidding, you see? In the end, the ones that learn to abide are the ones that survive. Now, you may say that's about to change, I believe you, many here do. But a young man or woman who grew up only knowing what he knows has got every reason to doubt. Remember that. You have to. If it comes to it, remember that. The sooner we liberate Alamigo and bring an end to the occupation, the better. Only then we can show these youths that things do not have to be this way. Only then will they know what it means to live free. We're going to build a new home for ourselves, together, a better home they've ever known. Alright. I've been thinking, if Visalia needs more time to heal, maybe we should move on to Regular's Reach. She can receive much better care there, after all. Infirmary is probably the best place for her, short of sending her to Grandana. Indeed, and given what Master Oud has told us, I'd rather she did not remain here. That's settled. Now go and see about getting us a carriage and an escort. Off and on, you should get your sister ready for the journey. Alright, would you mind going on ahead and telling Aurelia that we're on our way? I want a bed waiting for Visalia when she arrives, thanks. First, however, we have a bit more stuff to do here. We gotta do the quest they've given us. Okay. I guess we can just go ahead and teleport back here. I'm really hoping that they make us go back to Cold Hearth to complete the quest, because it's a long way around. Until we get the flying, it's always gonna be a long way around with that. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look around, see if we can find something. They're probably hiding in a corner somewhere, if I have to guess. Well, it seems like they should be right around here, actually, but I don't see them. Oh, there they are, okay. They're asking about me at Cold Hearth. I'd love to help, but the situation has gotten complicated, you see. The reason I was selling them so cheap is because someone else was footing the bill. Some Imperial soldier said he grew up there. He went to the Garleans willingly, if you can believe it. They made him a watchman at one of their labor camps. So I'm following all his pay to me, granted I keep peddling my goods at Cold Hearth. Afraid his friends and family would refuse his gifts after turning his back on them. He got the smart idea of setting me up there, selling whatever they need for next to nothing. Thing is, he hasn't contacted me in days. Shame, too. On my next trip, I was supposed to deliver this bottle of arak. It's hard to come by nowadays, but you pay me good money to find it. Would you mind taking it there for me? For this conversation, I'll leave it up to you, whether you want to tell anybody. All things considered, I think you might have wanted someone to know. Yep, it wants us to go all the way back there. Because there's no way to get up this incline. Like that up there. That's a shortcut to get down here, but there's no way of getting over there without going around the entire trip. But I'm pretty sure this will probably be the last roundabout trip we'll have to do. So I'm sure they'll probably end the quest line. Start up a new one after this. That tends to be how it goes. After this, we have a whole entire zone to get through. Now, I can't imagine it having a whole lot for the main story quest at this point, because we're at level 69 as far as the quest line goes. Alrighty, we made it. Did you find any sign of the merchant? He was paid to come here by an Imperial turncoat. They worked at a labor camp. No, it can't be. Bottle of Arak. My son said he'd said someday we'd... Never mind about the merchant. Here, it's not much, but you deserve it. Thank you for this. And there we go. We finally have the ability to fly here. The peaks are done. Now we just take a look at this neat little arc up here. Interesting. Yeah, it's time to head back to Raglar's Reach. Stola should still be here too, right? Last time I remember she was working around the infirmaries. Do you require assistance? Very well, but we will make ready to receive the patient at once. Give me a hand, will you? They're all crisp and freshly laundered. We're here. Is everything in order? Right, we're bringing her in. Honestly, Afanad, didn't you have to go through all the trouble? What can I say? It seemed like a good way to discourage you from limping off to battle when my back was turned. Listen, really, please, you need your rest. I know. And use of Krill. She'll be cross if we make her wait too long, as will I. Yeah, a chilling prospect indeed. I'll find her, sister, and I'll fight twice as hard for the both of us. They're good together. When they're not at each other's throats, I miss that feeling. Narn, I have a favor to ask. Would you mind waiting outside for me? I won't be a moment.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. Well, what do you think? I know it's a bit old-fashioned, but in a traditional sort of way, Ida wore it whenever she could. Not that I'm pretending to be her or anything. Not again. It's just... if this is the last battle we fight to free Alamigo, then she ought to be a part of it.
Yeah, it suits her.
It's nice of you to say so. And a bit embarrassing. But mostly nice. Anyway, the real reason I asked you here was to sneak in a warm-up before the final battle. There's this place I know where monks used to spar as part of their training. Care to join me?
Oh, this is the bit they actually showed off in the trailer, I think. Guess we didn't actually get to see a cutscene of us fighting. And we got a little too carried away, but you have to admit that was fun. Thank you, Narn. You're the best kind of friend. The kind that's not afraid to knock some sense into you. Got a headpiece here. Let's say they settle in. It's time we join the fight. Actually, maybe you and Alphonse should go ahead without me. I need to talk strategy with the officers, and that might take a while. Yeah, there you are. What was it at least one of you? Ah, a sparring match on the shore is very palm. I would have liked to have seen that. But she's right. We've lingered here too long. I'm ready to depart when you are. Take care, you two. Don't do anything I wouldn't. You better not rise from that bed until you've given express permission to do so. Your Jay will be paying you a visit soon. He is already worried enough as it is. We have a long road ahead of us. Lead the way, Naran. We have to head back to Castrum, Albania then. So let's go ahead and teleport back to that one spot. Algeria, yeah. Okay. Even more spots around here, it seems. More of the side quests, I mean. Okay, now we can finally just run on through this way. You've returned. How fares your sister, Afanad? Her rapier wit remains undulled, for better or for worse. Have there been any developments in our absence? I'm proud to say that Castrum and Benny is now wholly under our control. At present, we are taking stock of enemy supplies and redistributing them among our men. Also, while sifting through the officer's documents, we learned that a unit of skulls under Fedoria's command passed through the Castrum en route to the capital, with a single prisoner in their custody. Friel, it has to be her. In all likelihood, yes. You'll be glad to hear the tunnel leading to the Lochs has been secured by soldiers and is now safe for travel. And one final piece of good news. Reinforcements from all 4 Alliance nations have arrived and joined the main host, which has established a new base of operations within the Lochs. Commander Hex should be arriving soon, yes. When she does, we'll call a meeting to discuss the final stage of Regular's Beacon. Sorry to keep you all waiting. An Ali Megan folk dress, all very fitting, and well-fitting I might add. I want to do something for Ida and myself. This is it, the last push. We're coming, Krau. Alright, now we could just walk right in, I guess.
I remember my father's words, how they rang in my ears as we left Castrum Urbania behind and looked out over the Lochs before us. Comrades brave and true, they had come from all across Eorzea to stand with us, to stand against oppression and tyranny. 20 years the Empire had ruled us, but no longer. Liberty or death. Liberty or death.
Ere we begin, I would say to you as a proud son of Alamigo that I am grateful to each and every one of you for your part in this endeavor. Now, to the heart of the matter. The enemy appears content to remain within the city walls and await the inevitable siege. Open conflict has been sporadic thus far. Whether Xenos is biding his time until reinforcements arrive, or attempting to bait us into a trap, none can say. We know better than to trust his word.
Regardless, we can ill afford to present Garlemald with a chance to ready her legions. It would be in our best interest to press for a swift resolution.
A long siege wouldn't be good for the people in the city either. If food becomes scarce, you know who'll starve first.
Just so. Therefore, I propose we commit our forces to an all-out assault. What say you? Twould seem we are of one mind. Then let us proceed to the how of it. The Immortal Flames will form the vanguard, supported by the archers and the conjurers of the Order of the Twin Adder, under the Elder Seatseer's command. Once the main host has cleared a path to the walls, we will bring forward the artillery of the Maelstrom and the Temple Knights. I would have your cannons pound the gates and punch a hole right through the middle of their defenses.
What about the resistance?
Your part will be to occupy the residential district and keep civilians out of harm's way. The people are more like to trust their own.
Of course. You can count on us.
Remember that there is a second entrance to the city proper there. If all goes to plan, we will have secured 2 points of entry. Once both objectives are complete, we press on into the city, surround the palace, and hunt down Xenos. As for the Scions, you will be held in reserve as an irregular unit until we have more intelligence on your captured comrade. Kryle's rescue will be your primary concern, but I dare say we'll find a use for you once her freedom has been secured.
Thank you, General. I pray we find her quickly.
Rhalga's beacon nears its end. Soon, my friends, Alamigo will be ours once more!
Alright, we made it to the Lochs zone. Last zone here of Stormblood. Go and grab this ether ride while we're here. So that we're here, I want to see the ether currents. Oh, it's not showing us anything yet. Okay. This place is pretty big, so I'm kind of assuming it's it's decent size. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off here, and we'll go ahead and continue on with the zone next time, so see you then.